Hi, I'm Dan Cortopassi. Today I'm reviewing several HO scale 57-foot FGE mechanical refrigerator cars from Athearn Genesis. These cars were lent to me for review by fellow modeler Mark Wiens. Since these aren't my models, I won't be doing the rip track segment where I would normally fix any issues like coupler height or wheel gauge that might come up. Otherwise, this will be like any other product review. Since Mark loaned me 3 of these cars, I'll be treating them as a set for the purposes of this review, even though they weren't sold that way. The cars were purchased individually. Athearn offers these models in 2 versions, with and without SoundTrack sound. For the latest runs in the Athearn website, the MSRP for the sound-equipped versions of these cars ranges from $109.99 to $114.99, depending on the road name. The MSRP for the non-sound versions is $69.99 to $74.99. Mark purchased his sound-equipped model of ARMN 922012 from Western Depot in July 2020 for $78.28. Mark bought the yellow car FGMR 12878 in July 2019 from Train World for $39.99. The solid cold car FGMR 12836 came from Hiawatha Hobbies in July 2019 for $49.98. There are 3 cars, so we'll start the set at 300 possible points. Each car comes in a cardboard box with a clear plastic window on top. Inside there's an instruction sheet with information about the sound system and exploded view drawings. A 2-piece plastic cradle protects the car. A layer of clear film gives some additional protection against scratches. This is a good box that should protect the model for storage and transport. Refrigerated box cars are used to haul perishable items, including fruit and produce. Mechanical refrigerator cars were built to replace earlier designs that were cooled with ice. According to the Athearn website, Fruit Growers Express own the largest fleet of refrigerator cars in the eastern United States. FGE was owned by a group of 10 railroads, including Atlantic Coastline and Southern. These FGE 57-foot smooth-side cars were built in the Jacksonville shops. I found a photo of FGMR 12878 online from 1984, and the model appears to be a near-perfect match. The stenciled date indicates this car was built in 1983, so it would be appropriate for most 1980s and 1990s layouts. I wasn't able to find a photo of FGMR 12836, but I found another car with the same paint scheme, and it also looks pretty close. The one thing that seems wrong is that this car lacks a lube stencil, which given the 1983 build date, it probably should have. Since I don't have a photo of the actual car and can't say for certain, I'm giving the car the benefit of the doubt on this one. Microscale has decal sheets with lube stencils, so adding one would be an easy project. This car would also be most appropriate for the 1980s to 1990s timeframe. The third car is decorated for Union Pacific with ARMN reporting marks. I found several photos of ARMN 922012 online, one from 2002 before it was all tagged up. The model represents an older refrigerator car that was rebuilt with a highway trailer style refrigeration unit. The car looks like a good match with respect to detail. The paint job is close, but the markings on the lower right side aren't quite in the right place. The cushion underframe, car class, dimensional data, and lube stencil should be moved to the right, 1 panel each. These would take some work to fix, so I'm taking 5 points. It's hard to read, but the build date for this car on the lube stencil is 2002, so it would be appropriate for layouts set from that time to the present. I found another photo of this car from 2015, and by then the lower parts of the car were covered in graffiti. Tagging and weathering the car would be an alternative to fixing the stencil locations. The paint on the cars is opaque and thin enough not to obscure detail. The tiny writing and stencils are legible with magnification. On the sides, the car has freestanding ladders, delicate stirrups, and freestanding vertical rods on the doors. The 2 FGMR cars have photo-etched grills on the A-ends. These are see-through, though the mechanical refrigeration unit model inside mostly blocks the view through the car. The axles have rotating end caps. On the ends, the car has uncoupling levers, air hoses, more freestanding ladders, and photo-etched crossover platforms. The B-end has a nicely done brake wheel. On top, the 2 FGMR cars have a flapper exhaust on the A-end. The ARMN car has an open roof on that end, which shows off the refrigeration unit. The roof is removable, allowing access to the sound unit. Underneath, the cars have full brake rigging. There are dual fuel tanks for the refrigeration units. The scale 36-inch diameter wheels are metal with conventional tread width. Even though only the ARMN car is sound-equipped, all 3 cars have trucks with contacts to pick up current. This would make installing a sound unit in the non-sound-equipped cars relatively easy. All 3 cars are equipped with McHenry plastic knuckle couplers on both ends. I'm looking for a match on the coupler's horizontal center line. The coupler on the A end of the yellow car is low, so I'm taking 5 points. The coupler on the B end is also low. The coupler on the A end of the solid cold car is low. The coupler on the B end is at the correct height. The coupler on the A end of the ARMN car is correct. The coupler on the B end is low. All the wheels in all three cars are in gauge according to the NMRA standards gauge. Unfortunately, every car wobbles, meaning that the body continues to vibrate after the wheels have settled on the track, so I'm taking 5 points from each. The yellow car weighs 5.4 ounces, a little over the 5-ounce NMRA recommended weight for a car of this length. Personally, I like cars to be a little heavier as I think it makes them track better. The solid cold car weighs 5.5 ounces. The ARMN car is a little heavier at 5.7 ounces, probably because of the sound unit. All the cars are free rolling. Athearn recommends a 22-inch minimum radius for these cars. According to Athearn, the sound-equipped model should work at 7.7 volts or higher on a DC track. The instructions say not to exceed 19 volts as it could damage the sound unit. Since DCC has a constant voltage, the SoundTrack sound unit should work automatically on any powered DCC track. There are no CVs to program or adjust. I had some trouble getting the sound-equipped car to work on my DCC test track. Even after cleaning the wheel treads, which were a little dirty when I took the car out of the box, I had to tap the car several times to get it to work. Otherwise, it would just make a clicking noise. When the sound works, it sounds good, if a little loud. I'm not sure what the problem is with the sound unit, but it doesn't work consistently, so I'm taking 5 points. I suspect there's an electrical contact issue. If this were my car, I would check all the electrical connections and solder the wires to both the trucks and the sound unit circuit board. There's a mechanical volume control that can be accessed with a small flat-blade jeweler's screwdriver through a hole in the bottom of the car. I should mention that the board design does not match the illustration on the instruction sheet, which has the volume control on the top. The instructions say to remove the roof to access the volume control, but that's not how it is on this car. I suspect that Athearn may have upgraded to a newer version of the sound unit at some point, but didn't update the instruction sheet. Let's see what we've got. The ARMN car had some stencils in the wrong place, so I took 5 points in the prototype accuracy category. All the cars had coupler height issues and body wobble, and the sound-equipped car didn't work properly, so I took a total of 40 points in the standards and operation category. That leaves us with 255 out of 300 possible points. That averages to 85 out of 100, which is a solid B on a report card. Individually, the yellow car scored 85, the solid cold car scored 90, and the sound-equipped car scored 80. These are nice models and they deserve a green signal. Overall, I think Athearn did a pretty nice job on these models. If you're looking for some HO scale mechanical refrigerator cars for your layout, then I think you might like them. If you like the review, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.